Greetings, shining bulls and shining bears, and welcome to this, the 41st episode of the Crypto Astrology Podcast. Please note that financial astrology, similar to technical analysis, is not 100%. I, Maya Raghavan, am not an influencer. I am not a financial advisor. Rather, I am a financial astrologer, using the planetary positions as data inputs in my analysis of the probable nature of price movements. I do not make your decisions for you. Your decisions are up to you. Shining Bull content is here to stimulate your own thought process as you make your own decisions relating to your own finances for yourself and by yourself. We are going to take a look at what this week holds for Bitcoin and Ether price. Before getting into the day-to-day, regarding this week, here are the most important celestial factors that will be influencing us here on the Earth plane. On Tuesday, in the very early morning, shortly after midnight UTC, Buddh, Mercury, enters Aquarius and Sun enters into Shatabhisha Nakshatra. On Wednesday night UTC, Moon in Cancer enters into opposition to a closely conjunct Venus and Mars in Capricorn. On Thursday morning UTC, Venus passes Mars, and then both of them enter into Kendra to Devguru. On Friday morning UTC, Sun enters into a new Nakshatra Pada of Capricorn within Shatabhisha. On Saturday UTC, the full moon is exact, with the moon in the Cancer Pada of Magha Nakshatra at 11 degrees and 11 minutes of Cancer for those of you who like that number. 1111. Please note that the Bitcoin BTC 2024 predictions book is now available on shiningbull.com. This book gives several turning points per month when Bitcoin price will start moving in a given direction, and it is a valuable addition to any swing traders or day traders toolbox. 2. Bitcoin BTC 2024 predictions gives an added edge to investors, fund managers, and anyone interested in Bitcoin as an asset. The new book, ETH BTC 2024 predictions for the ratio, is also available on shiningbull.com for those of you who trade the ratio. And now let's look more close up at the week ahead. I, the astrologer, live in Newfoundland, but I give the weekly predictions that I make on this podcast as per UTC time. Traders, regarding Tuesday, for Bitcoin, the lines 48,170 or 46,800 are likely to be hit. For Ether, those lines are 2516 or 2471. If either of those lines are close to one of your moving averages, then on Tuesday, then they take on even more importance. So basically just watch out for those lines on Tuesday. For those using my signal service, if price is close to those lines when one of the signals is about to trigger, then at that moment, that line also becomes really important to take into consideration. So, about this week. This week I see as down until either Tuesday or Wednesday. While an upward rebound can begin as early as sunrise time on Tuesday UTC, a much more powerful upward energy takes hold of charts on Wednesday night UTC, when Moon enters into opposition to Mangala, Mars, in the sky. That is the moment that we enter into the next, more powerful chapter of this bull run. I speak more about this in the Bitcoin BTC 2024 predictions book. On Friday, beginning in the morning UTC, when Sun enters into the Capricorn Pada of Shatabhisha and Mercury takes focus in the sky, first entering into Shatabhisha, the nakshatra, and next into opposition to Moon, I see that we can enter into correctional territory there. However, that should only be on the intraday, such as the 2-hour chart, for example. The trend that I see having initiated on Tuesday or Wednesday on the daily chart will not be negated there. On Saturday, beginning in the early morning UTC, when Moon reaches exact opposition to Mercury in the sky, a strong upward trend resumes as I see it. For more details on this, experienced traders can check out the trading signal service on shiningbull.com. Please read the disclaimer in the details section of this video below. So that was the weekly forecast for the week ahead in Bitcoin and Ether price. Next, some news from the past week which will impact the future of crypto and of civilization. On Thursday, February 15th, although it has not yet passed its previous cycle high against the US dollar, Bitcoin price reached a new all-time high against the Japanese yen. It reached a price of 7,920,000 JPY. This happened when Moon was conjunct Jupiter in the first Leo Pada of Bharini Nakshatra. Bharini is a birth into a new world or a new reality. Mercury transited at Rahu's exact degree at that moment, 11th from Rahu. Rahu is in Pisces, the sign that signifies foreign lands. Rahu ruptures and is rupturing the relationship between countries in a new way. Mercury, in the 11th position from Rahu, was creating financial gains stemming from Rahu's initiatives in Pisces. 2 months previous, on December 13, 2023, a Canadian restaurant chain called Tahini's, which invests in Bitcoin as part of its business model, tweeted a visual showing that in 6 countries, namely Turkey, Egypt, Nigeria, Argentina, Lebanon, and Pakistan, Bitcoin price had already skyrocketed past its all-time high against each respective national currency. That tweet was referenced across crypto media sites because it showed it clearly that on that one day, in all of those countries, Bitcoin price reached an all-time high. Interestingly, at the moment of that tweet, Rahu, that tweet was on December 13th. Okay, so at that moment of that tweet, Rahu was less than 1 month into his transit of the natural 12th sign of Pisces. Moon had just passed Sun at the new moon and had just entered into the Pisces Pada of Jyeshtha Nakshatra, joining Rahu in the Navamsha. Bitcoin is now the new reference point. What seems like a long time ago, on episode 15 of the Crypto Astrology Podcast, I spoke at length on developments in Argentina. I went over the rise of BTC price against the Argentinian peso that began in November of 2022, and how its climb was notably more bullish than its climb against the USD at that time. I then went over how later, in August 2023, President Milei had his first victory in Argentina's primary elections, and the next day, Bitcoin reached a new all-time high against the ARS, the Argentinian peso. I explained that these events in Argentina on that podcast, episode 15 of this podcast. I explained that those events in Argentina were creating an important Bitcoin signal that history was going to remember. I said that it marked the beginning of a new era where countries will diverge in their approaches to Bitcoin, and that this divergence could lead to increased arbitrage opportunities, particularly for those capable of exploiting differences in Bitcoin's value against various fiat currencies. Rahu is still only at the beginning of his transit in Pisces. By the time he reaches Bitcoin's natal Jupiter, which happens on February 8th of next year, 2025, Bitcoin will be assuming a fundamental role in this world. In the book Bitcoin by 2026, available on shiningbull.com, I say that what happens a few months after this transit will make us wonder if reality itself has shifted. That's how powerful it will be. At this moment, at this very moment right now, we are witnessing the shift. We are living through a turning point in human civilization. When you see news articles such as those about the recent Bitcoin all-time high against the Japanese yen, realize that you're literally watching history write itself. And I think it's going to get much more erratic before, over the next year. Okay, so I'm saying the difference between various national currencies in relation to Bitcoin price and all of the ramifications of that. So anyway, if you're interested in Bitcoin, then consider getting a copy of my book, Bitcoin by 2026, available on shiningbull.com. And I am going to get a teleprompter. I feel like I'm in high school at, when I was young, or maybe it was elementary school, there were public speaking competitions, where you give a speech. And I feel like that's what this feels like. So I hope this is okay, and I think it will get better. I'm gonna get a teleprompter I'm in the process of selecting one, and so I'll see you next week. Thank you.